Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Thoughts in Stereo. I'm Bijan Amir.
And I'm Nick and Bijan.
Today, we have a very special guest, and I mean very special. Would you like to introduce yourself after your drink?
My name's Andreas Rizek.
What do you do, Andreas Rizek?
I'm an A&R at Ultra Music and Ultra Music Publishing.
Excellent. Yeah, so today I think we're just going to be, not really interviewing, but having a conversation with Andreas about publishing and the role of an A&R nowadays, and I guess for people that are confused about what a publishing company does or what it means to sign a publishing deal, we're going to try to shed some clarity on that as we're both
cover all that.
Yeah, we're both signed to Andreas.
Yeah.
I was signed first.
The kids.
Sorry, man. Jesus.
But yeah, anyway, so I guess that was our intro. So Andreas, give us a little bit, like, what is a publisher? Like, what do they do?
The bare bones of what a publisher does is they're there to exploit writers' copyrights. And I don't mean exploit in a bad way, but you guys write songs, you create copyrights, and our job is to collect, administer, and try to creatively either play songs with other artists, write songs, and create more copyrights and exploit them in sync as well, synchronization and
what's synchronization?
So syncing is like when you put music to a film or TV ad.
Okay. So do you at Ultra Music do that for your clients?
I personally like try the best I can, but we have like every publishing company should have a sync department. Ours is run out of Los Angeles with Lee Tall. And we work on the label, and the publishing company are constantly getting briefs in, and we kind of pitch the songs that we feel that fit the best to what they're looking for, these advertising companies.
Gotcha. Where did you guys meet? How'd this happen?
This story is, so I knew Nick's older brother Eric just from being in like the scene, in like the house and techno scene and stuff like that. Nick is much younger than us, and Eric and I are closer in age. And then the first time at my previous job at SoCan, the first time I ever went to LA, I was like, they were like, "Oh, you can come to LA, but if you have somewhere to stay." I was like, "Okay, who do I know that lives in LA?" No one.
I had never met Andreas at this point.
Oh,
so
really?
I just knew like his name, so he DMs me on Twitter.
Well, the thing is, like, I talked to Eric. Yeah, that's how it happened. But I talked to Eric, and I was like, "Oh, like, yo, I'm coming down. Like, it'd be crazy. Like, could I crash on your couch?" He's like, "Yeah, for sure." Eric's like that. Like, they're both like very welcoming people. And he's like, "Yo, can you crash on my couch?" And then Eric was like working at the time for a company called Machine 10. He was like at work when I landed.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have Nick's number or knew him, so I DM'd him on
Twitter.
On Twitter, I was like, "Hey man, I'm staying at your house. I just landed at LAX. What's your address?"
How old were you at this point?
I was like 18.
18, yeah. Wow. But like this day is amazing. It gets better.
Okay.
So I come over, and then at the time at their house, they had this DJ named Sandro Silva over.
Yeah,
Sandro Silva.
Him and his tour manager were over. They were staying there for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I think they were supposed to leave the same day he got there, but they ended up extending for another day. Or
one day. And he's like a DJ from Holland. Like, he had a big hit in like the big room house age, like 2011 or 12.
It started that, like, you remember Martin Garrix's Animals?
Yeah, of course.
It started that whole like wave of sound.
Big room.
The big room with like the perk, just like a kick and a perk on the drop type of thing.
Right.
He's the first one.
So I am. I don't think I've ever been to LA at this point, or maybe I had been once
Did you
before.
do your road trip before that with Caroline?
Yeah, I did that.
Who's Caroline?
My girlfriend. And we drove around across South America. So
it's not funny, sorry, Caroline.
So I get there, and then there's this like Dutch dude. I was like, "What's up, Nick? Like, nice to meet you." And like, "What's up, Dutch dude?" And "What's up, Dutch dude's manager?" And then like, "Oh, like, yo, we're gonna go out tonight to this like Carnage party." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Like DJ Carnage?
Yeah, and like, excuse my language, but I fucking hate that music.
Yeah.
And then we're like, "Okay, we'll just go to this party, whatever." So we don't know Nick and Eric have no idea what to expect. So we get into this like this van, and we get to this warehouse party. It's a warehouse party for his album.
Whose van was it? They picked you up?
It's in the middle of nowhere. It's in an industrial factory that's like empty.
No, it's like an Uber, like a van.
So gotcha.
So we get to the venue, and we go through the back, and then we're in this like back VIP area.
The back.
Like not like we weren't It's just Sandro knows Carnage, so he brought us back. It wasn't anything.
To the super secret.
It wasn't anything, but it's like this warehouse party. Like we like stepped in, we're like, kids are gonna die here.
Yeah.
Like there's like
no safety regulations.
It's a warehouse. Like they have these all the time in LA.
Yeah. And it's just like a stage of speakers on it and like 2 lights.
And we just like partied that night, and like they had these like, we call each other the Black Ball Boys, but they had this like champagne, like the like the Rick Ross Black Ball champagne. They had it everywhere, and then we were just like drinking and just like just I don't know, having a good time. And then like remember like the pizza guy came with like 12 or maybe more stacks of mega pizzas. People were going crazy,
like extra larges,
and I just like grabbed a bottle.
People like go buy, like, here, give me cash for all these pizzas.
I just go buy him, I grab a bottle, I was like, yo, I'll trade you this bottle for this box of pizza. He's like, okay. And so I just traded him a bottle of champagne.
It was a pizza delivery guy?
Yeah, I traded him a bottle of champagne for a big pizza. So we had this pizza, and then we ended up, when we left, I like, took one of these like signs that said Black Ball Boys or BBB.
It was like a nice black and pink like light up sign. We had it
in a box. I took it and then we brought it back, and like that's how we bonded that night.
Oh my God.
And then like another Grammy one time for the Grammys, the same situation. I was like, yo, I need someone to crash. I crashed in the studio floor for a week.
What?
Yeah. And then I was making music at the time, so like Nick was ghost producing on my music, and it was a good time.
Yeah. Is that actually true?
Yeah, we were making music together, but
I was co-producing it with you.
Thank you.
Had some good ideas.
Yeah, we did a big remix for
Destructo,
Stara, and Pusha T.
Yeah.
And what was your stage name at the time?
It's Cosella.
Cosella what?
That's it.
Cosella what?
At Cosella Music.
It was just Cosella Music.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
it was just Cosella.
Yeah.
I think there's one infamous picture, not infamous, it's pretty famous, of you on the stage with the with this pink tints on, and you're just like super mixing
There's a bunch of those of you.
Yeah. I played like really booty house music, so that was like my vibe.
Booty house music.
It's good. I used to play sets with like every song was about butts. I played an hour and a half at Hoxton, it was a club in Toronto, about the whole set was all about butts.
So that's a really great segue. That's a really great segue into do you feel that your past in music production helps you in your current publishing career?
I think so. Like I went to school before I went to school after I fucked around for a while. I went to school thinking I was going to be an engineer and a mixing engineer. Like I went to music industry arts at Fancher College, like going in being like, this is what I want to do. Like I want to learn how to mix. I want to learn how to engineer. That's what I'm going to do. I had aspirations to be like a producer and a DJ and doing all that stuff. And I guess like I was able to like play shows in London and play all these like kind of bigger shows in Toronto and have a residency just because like I could squawk, you know?
Yeah.
And then just being there, I've learned all that stuff, but then got kind of understood the business side of things and figure out like that's where my stronger suit was. And then I ended up now, fast forward 5 years, I'm here doing this, and I think it helps because I can go into a room where I can understand like the feedback that like what you're doing. I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
I would definitely say like a lot of A&Rs come back with feedback that you're like, this, you know, this doesn't come from someone who knows what's actually going on. They're just trying to explain it. Yeah. Where it's a little more helpful when someone like knows. You can communicate it properly.
Yeah, and I can understand like what's going on in a session as well, and like it helps like cover your ears, but like it helps when I'm pitching to sign other producers. Like I like to work with producers more than songwriters. Like I said,
so what?
Did you just say?
What? I just like because like I feel like I can go in and understand what they're talking about and be like you know what I mean? Like it's not like it's like
it's more personal.
Yeah. I get what it takes to make records and
to turn like a beat into like a record.
Exactly.
That's a famous thing we do with Andreas. It's his favorite line. It's his favorite line that he's never said. We just made it his favorite line.
Yeah.
Turning a song into a record.
Into a record. He's definitely said that. I don't know. Maybe to me.
No, because when we first, maybe to you. Because when I first told him that, he was like, "I don't remember ever saying that," and he got all mad.
Yeah, well,
I work with an artist called Billy Kenny, and I say that to him all the time. I need you to make club records, not club songs.
Right.
Or club songs, not club records.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Like a club record in my mind, like a club record it would be like something that's like a DJ tool, like something you're gonna play it only will live in the club. Where a club song is something that can live in a club, also come
on
out.
Other mediums.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is when you signed Nick, it was because you guys were friends and you just felt bad for him.
Pretty much, like his brother. I was in Amsterdam in ADE, and I was like, we were like in like the final places of negotiating. And
was it when we were in ADE? Was it that time?
Yeah.
Last year?
Yeah.
Nice.
You played?
Yeah.
No, I think
No,
I think it was like perfect timing, and you know, Eric and I firmly believe that if you're gonna add someone to your team, it's got to be someone that you can like hang out with, like a homie, and like you can be brotherly with, or sisterly with. If it's a girl, you know, it's whatever. But Andreas was one of those guys. Like, he was our friend before.
Yeah, it makes it that much better.
Like, even now, like, I'll call him and we'll talk, but then we'll end up also talking about what's going on with work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like that, where it's not just like, hey, did you do the things that I told you to do? Okay, bye. And like, you have no real relationship with the person.
Did you do the things that you were supposed to do?
No, I didn't.
I'm still waiting on that. Real talk. But like, I think that's like important. I think
like, okay, bye.
I think we have that relationship as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think because we've like, you and I have traveled, like we've been at London together, Amsterdam together,
Atlanta,
LA, like
everything.
I think so.
But it's so much better when you have someone that, like, you know.
It's good to have someone there that
it's a friend.
Yeah, where it's not like, oh, like, you know, there's just another corporate head from label like watching me do my thing or whatever. Like, you know, you just kind of, it's just easy to, it's just like an easy thing. You don't have to really think about it. You know, you're here with this person, like, you know, specifically Dre, and I don't have to like be like, oh, fuck, you know, here we go. My publisher's here with me. Like, I can't, it's all business. It's no fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so it's nice to have, you know, someone that I could just walk around naked around.
and like for other people that want to do like A&R, and like, I think I take that approach into like all the other writers that we have at the company that I work with, is like, you have to build that kind of personal connection so that like you guys as writers and producers, you can, like, you put your trust in me and vice versa, right? Like, you can you can feel comfortable to talk to me and be like, what do you actually think about this? Like, and I can be like, this fucking sucks. Like, I talked to Nick today, and he played, I told him a song that he worked on. I was like, I don't like this. I think it sucks. You know what I mean?
As a tear rolled down my cheek.
But like, you need
Was this a song that's already come out?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But you just got, I think that's important as an A&R, is to be able to build that like personable approach.
Yeah.
And like, I think people are getting into publishing situations with these big companies, and there's nothing wrong with them. They're amazing what they do. But you become like one on a number,
you
on a
become,
line.
You become a small fish in a big pond instead of a
big fish in a small fish
in a small pond.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, our business is changing where like, I think attention, and there's so much, like the barrier to entry is so easy. Like, it's so low. Like, anybody can download FL or Ableton and start making beats, right? But like, I think having like a team that can support you and really be a champion for you is important. You want somebody to go into these rooms that you can trust to be able to talk about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think the good people are the ones who like are very passionate and wear the writers on their sleeve. And yeah,
it's actually funny that you bring up downloading FL or Ableton, just because I got into a pretty, I kind of sparked this like whole Twitter argument last night.
Oh no.
Yeah. Did you see it at all? Yeah. So there's this guy that tweeted, and it had no like reactions whatsoever, except for Teddy Walton. Somebody quoted it with Teddy Walton, and Teddy Walton replied saying, FL producers all sound the same.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. God. And then the guy was like, get a real DAW like Logic or Ableton.
Oh,
like a super like
Teddy Walton said that?
No, like this dude.
Okay, right.
I don't even know his name. And it was the most hilarious thing, because first of all, his pinned tweet was a picture of him and Southside, who uses FL. And then he's like, FL's not a real DAW. And then everyone's like, but you're with Southside. He's like, but that's the GOAT. And it's like, okay, first of all,
you can't have a double standard.
Exactly. And then he was like super arguing with everyone on FL. And I was like, man, so you're telling me that like Monte Booker and Wonder Girl and T Minus all make the same beats? Like, what? And then Monte Booker was like, yeah, you thought. And then like all these people started clowning him, and he was just like fighting to like his last breath to be like, FL sucks. Like, it's not used in major sessions. Like, he was saying all this, and like, it's not used in major sessions. It's a joke. It's like da-da-da. I was like, bro, what?
It's a tool.
We talked about this last time. Like, it doesn't matter what you use.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what you use, as long as it's not about the DAW. It's about how you use it. Like, look at Clam's Casino. He makes beats on a computer that looks like a brick, and on a software that looks like Microsoft Word.
What software does he use?
Sony. Talk Poison? No, what is it?
What?
No, it's oh my god. It's like a name of like something that sounds like it's like toxic.
I don't know.
Poison.
Look at Nana Rogues in the UK. Like he made Passion Fruit one of the biggest records of Drake's album.
Was that on FL?
No, he uses Reason.
Does he?
Yeah, which is like a crazy looking software if nobody knows what it looks like.
That's crazy. I'm trying to find out what this. Hold on.
But why did you pick Ableton?
I picked Ableton because I was on Logic for a lot of years, and I feel like I hit a ceiling on Logic, not because I knew everything, but because I didn't feel like I wanted to learn more about it. Because every time I would do more research, do more classes or anything like that, there's a bunch of additional stuff to learn that just didn't seem interesting to me, like the environment window.
Yeah, that's why I liked Ableton as well.
Like macro, all that mapping and whatever. So Ableton for me, it was just like in Logic, I can get an idea down in like 30 minutes. In Ableton, it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, they've really mastered.
It's so fast.
Sony Acid Pro 7.0.
What?
Yeah. It hasn't been updated since like 2011, he told me.
Well, oh my God.
He still uses it. His computer takes 10 minutes to turn on. It's a Toshiba laptop, first of all. Yeah. It's probably 3 times the size of this. And he uses Sony Acid. No, actually probably like 5 or 6 times the size of this. And he uses Sony Acid. Yeah, Sony Acid Pro. It literally looks like Microsoft Word.
That's awesome.
Sorry, I just had to get that.
It goes to show, like he doesn't, like you said,
it doesn't matter.
It's not about the tool. It's about the creator.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was saying when we signed, it was kind of the perfect time for me because I felt like I was ready for publishing deal. I felt like I needed more opportunity, but that was for me. What do you think is like when do you think someone would need a publisher?
I think it all depends. I think it's I think it can be different from every case. I think for some people it's something where there's just like raw talent and raw skill, and it's just like literally they need like a team to develop them. And that's like, I think traditionally what a lot of publishing situations were is like people weren't signed based on cuts and things and placements and accolades. It was literally being signed on based on like your like
potential.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like they see like there's a 3-year development plan and we can do it. But I think nowadays, times that still exists. I think, but now it's a bit different, and maybe people are gonna would fight this and say differently. Everybody has their own opinion, but like our business moves so fast. You see how fast like records come out. There's 40,000 songs being put out a day, right? So like that 2 to 3 year development for sometimes has to get pushed up. So like that's one side of things where you find somebody like there's an artist in Toronto that I really like, and it's like I would love to sign and I want to sign, and it's like more of that. It's like I see like the end goal vision as they're an artist and I want to help develop them. And I think there's something there. And then there's the guys like you guys are coming off a big cut, and that's like the kind of like the perfect time to do it when you have the momentum. And you just need, it's time to like, you have the momentum to go up. Now it's like you need to take it to the next level, and having a team around you to really do that. And the flip side to that as well is that like some of these producers and writers have a big cut and they have an infrastructure of a team. They have a really good manager. Somebody's like super plugged in, or they're with a big management company that believes in them. They don't need a publishing deal yet because that infrastructure and that team can really build them. Both of your cases, you guys didn't have that. So it's the perfect time for you guys, I think, because it allows you to bring that team in. You know what I mean? So
absolutely,
I think it changes. So like development, after a big cut or after multiple cuts where you have like a bunch of stuff out there, then you need the administration. Like your music is not being collected. There's money being put out there. Like that money's yours. You should be collected in a publisher's. Our job is to go do that around the world.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that like, they make the argument that they'll collect, like, publishers will take part of their money from their PROs and whatnot.
Yes.
But in the end, you're saying that there's more than just the PROs. There's a lot of stuff over the world and whatnot that the publishers will help you to collect, right?
Well, yeah, your PROs, like when you write a song, you have 7 copyrights within that bundle. It's your bundle of rights, right? The PROs only collect your performing right? That's only if it plays on the radio and the performing right on the DSPs, which is very small. In Canada, you can collect your publishing share of that. That's what we do. That's what they do at SoCan, is they collect your performing rights and they can collect your publisher share within your writer share. ASCAP BMI and around the world, they don't do that. So you always have a share out there that will be uncollected, right? And then some of these maybe like second tier countries around the world, like their administration isn't good because it's got to go into SOCAN, it's got to go into the web. I forget the company what it's called, and then those PROs pull that info, that metadata down and register it. So there's often like your name's not spelled right. Maybe like Bijan, like your producer name is not your real name, right? So if people don't know that, like the people processing on publishing on the other people's publishing companies, they're gonna put up into the ethos like your producer name, so that will never get paid out to you. Where like, a publisher as an administrator, they'll go in, clean up that, this is really boring, but they'll clean up all that metadata and go collect that, and they have teams, sub-publishers, representatives on the ground in those countries that will go in, clean up the data, clean up the registrations, and then get your money.
See, that's not boring though, because people
don't know that. A lot of people know that, yeah.
And it's important because somebody, could write like they can make a sick song or like a really big record, and if they're not using their real name as their stage name, they have all this money sitting there. Like, why isn't the money? Like, where's the money from here? Where's the money from? It's just because there's a little discrepancy.
And it's managing expectations of like how much money is out there. Like people always think that there's like $1 million out there for me, but that's not true, right? Things are paid out at different rates between a master and the publishing. So like it's two parts of a song. You have the recording and then you have the copyright, right? There's two ends. The label owns the recording, which is what's recorded, and then you and the other writers own the copyright. So people, and that's paid out differently on streaming services.
Yeah. What are some like misconceptions that you've heard about signing a pub deal?
That you're locked in for life.
Yeah.
I signed too early. They take all my money.
Yeah.
They don't do dink. But like, I think people complain when nothing's going right for them.
Yeah.
I think if they go into a situation just because they're getting offered the bag, I think that will fuck them in the end too. And then
without really looking over the details.
Right, yeah. Or they just like look for the money, but they don't really look at the team, the infrastructure, the person they're signing to. Is that person really passionate about me, or do I have all these cuts they just want to scoop up for market share?
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's a big misconception with publishing companies, and also that they don't do anything. I think we do everything.
Yeah.
I think we do a lot, not everything. Sorry.
I mean, a common misconception that a lot of people think is that like I remember what people were asking me, like other writers and producers and whatever were asking me when I first signed with you. They were saying, "Oh, so like you just like sit at home and make music now, and then you just send it to him and he deals with the rest of it." And I'm like, no. Like it's not like your workload doesn't go away.
Is that really what people thought?
Yeah, I swear to God. Like I've been asked questions like, "Oh, so you just like send them stuff and then they just go ahead and pitch it for you. You don't have to like pitch it."
That's pretty funny.
People think the workload is gone once you sign a publisher, or even when you get a manager.
Yeah.
Like the work, it gets more.
They think the onus is no longer on you.
This is just more people to work with.
Yeah.
Which means you're just gonna be spending more time of your day.
Yeah, doing it.
Pitching songs and whatever.
It's still your career at the end of the day, and you are held accountable for it, right? Like the effort that you put in will be reciprocated by us.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, going into like who I wanted to work with, I think I like the approach of quality over quantity, and working with people that I can like. I see it in them. They want to do this. This is what they want to do. It's not all just chat and TikTok talk, and that they're going to put the effort in and work and grind and be able to go into meetings when you travel and make those connections and hustle and hit people up on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, and still try and do it for themselves, because at the end of the day, you should not rely on anybody else but yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
You can't depend on like, oh, my publisher's going to do everything. Same with like artists, right? Like they can't just depend on the label to do everything. Like it has to go both ways. It's a two-way street.
Yeah. No, and you're right. At the end of the day, and I tell people the same thing, that your career is up to you, especially in this industry. Like, like you're in charge of your own career now. Like you could have a great manager and you could have a great publisher and all that kind of stuff. But, if you don't have a personal connection with these artists, or if you're not out here trying to, because a lot of the times too is like, you might send an email to someone, and my manager might send an email to someone, like to the same person, and then maybe when I talk to them, like, hey, like I hit them up on Twitter or Instagram, that's when they'll respond.
It's a different personal connection.
It's more personal. It's like, oh, here's the actual producer. It's not like some manager.
Yeah, he's not trying to like go like send his suits.
It doesn't seem business. Like it's not like, oh, we're just trying to do business.
Yeah,
it's like
corporate sound.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's link and build. You know what I mean? But like,
and it's also, I think, a big thing for like you guys and other writers and producers are gonna listen to it is like, we will make the initial connection and we'll put you in the room with these people, and that's our job to do. But I think a lot of the times it's up to the writer and the producer, and the guys that really succeed are the writers and producers that take that connection after that session, an opportunity. Exactly. Yeah. And that way, like, it shouldn't be, I think it's beneficial to the writers and the producers that like after you've made that connection, that is your connection now. Like it's not. I don't think it's beneficial if then next time we want to work with them again, I'm hitting up the same person like, oh, let's get them in together, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's much better if you're like, yo, let's work, and then they're like, okay, let's do it, and then you give it to us as the publisher to like arrange like
the time,
the studio, make sure that we get the session files, make sure like we then like follow up with like what's going on with that song and stuff like that, and just like that constant communication is important, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, we're going to find the next connection and the next one, and then hone in on like the group of people that you guys like to work with, and ensuring that it's a lot of like, you guys are both young, so that's why I like to work with you guys. It's a lot of like, not babysitting, but like remind Bijan all the time, like, have you talked to this person? Have you talked to this person? Just like, you know what I mean? Managing these relationships, which is really tough because I do it on the same thing as managing relationships with friends outside of the business, right? You want to have your people at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's much more beneficial both just in like general lifestyle and in the business aspect to be more friendly with these people, because when you have a more personal connection, they're going to want to help you more. So when you come to them like, hey, you know, let's do a session with so-and-so, they're going to say, oh, you know what? Yeah, because I like you as a person, and I think that you're
I want to hang.
I like you. You know what I mean? Like, you're a good, and it's like, I trust you because I have a good connection with you. Like, I have a good relationship with you, so I trust you. So I definitely think that helps quite a bit, especially in music industry where it's like 10,000 people a day hitting up the same people like, hey, let's work, you know, to have that personal connection is super important. Mm-hmm. And something I appreciate that Andreas does is he's very personal with people. What do you expect from your clients? What do you personally, from a publishing perspective, but also what do you expect from, say, Nick, me, whoever else, and then everybody going forward from here?
I think it's just like the work ethic, attention to detail, and then delivering. Like, if I'm gonna create opportunities for you, like, I'm putting my neck on the line. And
sometimes when you put your neck on the line, some people aren't so friendly. So
you know what I mean? Like, we're putting like, maybe because my approach is like a bit different than other people, but like, I believe in you guys and the writers that I work with to be the best. And my expectations from you guys is to, like, you know, like, we're in this to win, to make music and make great music. So like, the drive is there. Like, I think I'm kind of running around in circles here. What I'm trying to say is that, like, to have the same passion and work ethic, you know,
as you do.
Yeah. Like, we want to work hard, want to make music, and you want to like take this stuff seriously. You know what I mean? Instead of like, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll get to it eventually. Like, nah, like, either like tell me like, no, I'm not into this ahead of time so that I can manage expectations, but not just be like, I'll do it eventually, right? Because then it's gonna ruin relationships or ruin situations. You know what I mean? And being open and upfront and honest of like what your goals and what your plans with. Like, if you don't like the direction that we're going or the people we're trying to work with, like, be open and honest. I think it's an open book. Like, you have to be like that. Does that answer your question?
Yes,
I think so.
There's something I was just thinking of that I want to ask, but
are you ever going to go back to being Cosella?
We talked about it. I still have my setup at home, and like, after I lost everything, I got like a bunch of things back, and we could do it.
Lost everything?
Yeah, in like August 2017, right before I joined Ultra, my hard drive corrupted and my iMac corrupted, so I lost everything.
I'm surely there was a way for you to get that back.
Everything I got back off my hard drive, it lost all the file hierarchy. So all the WAV files of all the samples was 1 through like 1,000,000. Yeah. The PDFs are 1 through 100 PDF. There's like no file hierarchy because there's one of like it was like a disk drive. So one of the quadrants of the hard drive corrupted, which means the whole thing went.
Yeah, the whole thing goes.
Would I ever come back? Yeah.
We talked about it. A couple months ago, we were joking around listening to old Cosella demos, and they're pretty fire.
I just like, really? I listen to music all day. I get home and like, the last thing I think I want to do right now is like go in, put my headphones on, and make music.
And make more music, yeah.
I feel like I'm that, and I kudos to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, you make music all day. Like, if you do a single session, a session in the morning, and then sometimes that can be a little tough and try and double you up or triple you up, and like to have that creativity, like at the end of the day, like that shit's fucking hard, yo.
Listen,
like
I give triple in a stuff. I ain't doing triple. You're doing triple sessions. I'm not doing triple sessions.
Yeah.
But like, and I appreciate it. Like you guys don't say no. You guys just kind of do it. You know what I mean? But like, that goes to my other point, my expectations. Like, I think you have to be able to say, yo, like I need a break, or like, nah, not today. Like I need to go and hang out with my girlfriend, or hang out with my brother, or do you want to just go to the mall, or
just kind of
go see a movie and like get inspired. You know what I mean?
And this goes back to what we were talking about in the last episode of
mental health and like day-to-day life.
Day-to-day life and like you know, you know that you do have to take breaks.
Yeah.
You can't just be working all the time. Your shit's gonna get stale.
Yeah, that's just for me personally is like if I just if I did it every single day in and day out, I would just like
it wouldn't be good.
No. You burn out.
It's a super burnout. And like I feel like when I'm in LA, I feel like the thing is here, yes, if that's the case, because I'm at home and I guess I'm slightly more, it's not as pressing and maybe I'm more relaxed, and I'm like, if I work so much here at home, if I work the same amount of hours and the same amount of energy that I did in LA here, I would burn out faster, just because in LA I'm like, okay, I'm here, everyone is here.
You've mentally prepared yourself to go do like 10 days of straight work in LA. Most of the time it's gonna be doubles.
Exactly. And I'm like, exactly. And I'm like, everyone's here, let's make it happen, because I don't live here. And I gotta make it work. So usually in those LA trips I come back with like 150, like 200 new, like even in 2 weeks, like maybe 2.5 weeks, I'll come back with like 100 new files.
That's crazy.
So it's like, and when I'm here, maybe it'll be like 2 beats a day. Maybe. So it's like, it's when it comes to that creativity stuff, it's like it's all about your mindset. Like when I am there, I feel like I'm in a different mindset.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
you're in grind mode.
Yeah. And like, this is the place to work. This is where everyone's at. I have to do this. Like, I'm not going to, it costs money to be out there, like more money than I'm paying to live back home, like here. So I might as well make the most of it. I'm not going to just be like, oh, I'm in LA. It's so pretty.
Let's take a day off in LA, go to Venice.
Yeah. And like, if I'm there for a very long time, sure. Like I'm about to be for a month. So I'm going to take like a few days, and, Molly and my brother are coming to visit me. Yeah. But other than that, I don't have any plans to like, for the between those 5 days for that, for the month that they're going to be here, I'm trying to do something every single day, at least one thing. Chances are it might be 2, but that's just how it is out there. So it gets tiring at the end of it, but then you come home and then I could just like, chill. Yeah. Which is nice.
Do you find that like leading up to a trip, like having a couple of days off before is helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally.
Yeah.
Like
I usually do like 2 days.
Do you?
2 days of nothing.
Yeah.
But in those 2 days, I'm also organizing splice samples or getting not. Whoops. No. I mean making new loops.
You use splice?
No, but like getting some ideas together. If I know who I'm working with the next week, then I'll go through their latest releases. I'll check their social medias, who they've been working with, who they've been vibing with recently.
I should do that.
Stuff like that. But no, it's little things. So then I get really bad anxiety in sessions. Like,
really?
I feel, sometimes. Like I feel like,
so does Dre.
I feel like, oh my God. I feel like, oh my God, like I want to do something that this person's going to want to use, because I want to work with them more.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I want to impress them. I want to impress myself. That I was able to do this.
Yeah.
So I'll do my homework.
Yeah.
And I'll really, really prep and like, plan for worst case scenario.
That's funny, because you said that you weren't so much of a student studier in high school.
I'm not at all.
Right. But like, look at you, like doing all your Googles.
Because I'm not doing fucking math.
See, but that's funny. Isn't that funny? Like, isn't that saying something about like,
no, like just because we talked about this. Like when I went to university,
you did well.
I did so well.
Yeah.
Because I was doing constantly, music stuff that I wanted to be doing.
Go to university.
I went to college.
I know.
Film school of LA.
I went to post high school.
Yeah, but that's
education.
It's funny that it's just interesting, because it's like, I'm sure that those people in your high school thought like, I'm not, I'm just gonna say, like, maybe some of your teachers thought that you were like dumb.
Yeah. No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like a dull. He was dull.
I was a lazy kid.
Right.
And I was not going.
You were
anywhere.
lazy. You're not going anywhere.
My parents are like, oh, you have to do school. You're not gonna be able to get a job if you don't just do schoolwork. And I'm like, Mom and Dad, I'm gonna make music for the rest of my life. Yeah, and they're like, you're an idiot.
They're like, Eric, you're our best chance.
Yeah.
Like, Eric,
he works at the bank.
Better be successful.
But no, that's so true. It's like, it's about like doing what you love, and like it sounds so cheesy, but like when you find the thing that you enjoy doing, you do so much. Like myself, like I went to the college, Fanshawe College. That was like, I went to university. I went to like university outside of school, which was like this, like
he went to second high school.
No. My grades weren't the best in high school. High school, like I played sports, skateboarded, smoked weed, and had fun. And then my grades weren't the best. And then I went to Carleton University in this like bootleg program where like
Carleton's a good school though.
It was a great school, and I went with like a music major, but it was like a bootleg program where like you go in, you don't have the best grades, but like they'll give you a shot. And then I didn't do well. Like I dropped out 6 months in. I worked at a t-shirt shop called Bang On. I got stupid tattoos, right? And then when I was at
I like your tattoos.
I like your tattoos.
Thank you. But when I was there, like my parents don't know this, but like I did a bunch of mushrooms, and then I realized like, yo, like this is like not what I want to do.
Like what kind of mushroom?
Like the magic ones.
Like and you went to the grocery
like not
store.
portobellos?
No, I still don't like portobellos.
They're disgusting.
I know, it's the worst. And then like I figured out finally, like my parents wanted me to go to like, I did like biology and chemistry in high school, but I was in music and I did really well in music all through high school.
Right.
And then was in university, dropped out in 6 months. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to go to this music program in Fanshawe. Got into this program. I didn't get into the program. I did general arts because you had to upgrade my grades, right? And then it's London, Ontario. It was a party town. I fucked off.
Ontario,
failed general arts in college. No offense to anybody who took general arts in college, but it's a fucking easy program.
Yeah.
Failed that. We did a second year. Failed that. Got into music industry arts because I talked my way in. And then 2 years later. So, I think I did 2 years of general arts, maybe another year, and then I got into it. So it took me a while to finally get into this program. And then once I got into that program, I was top of my class. I won the business award, was a representative, went to Midem in France, and that's where I got my job at SoCan. Like, but it wasn't until then I kind of realized what I wanted to do, and then that's where I succeeded. Same thing goes to you. Like, high school, probably weren't interested in
shit
any
the
of this
bed.
shit.
Just be honest.
I did. I honestly hated it.
Film school and the music school, and then you're like, this is what I want to do. And look, you now, like Bijan, I think your story is a little bit different because when Bijan and I met, we talked about when you and Nick I met. Like Bijan was finishing his 4th year in accounting, like his first accounting. Like do you think if we didn't meet and like everything didn't happen, like you think you'd be working as an accountant?
Of course. I had a
You'd be working as an accountant.
You had a job.
Right now?
I had a job, yeah. Before
you would have hated yourself.
Oh, man. I had no idea.
See, but I question whether or not I would have. Like, because that's all I've ever known. So yeah, maybe I would have not, like, I would have been like, oh, it'd be so great to be a producer. But like, but the thing is, so when Dre and I met, it was November 2017 because it was after Ric Flair drip. So it was November 2017, and that was my 4th year at U of T.
Yeah, a month after it came out.
Yeah, exactly. So it was November, early December. 4th year, I was finishing up my first semester of 4th year, and I had been hired from September, October, because for these jobs they'll hire you a year in advance. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So basically, they hire you in advance. So I've been doing accounting my whole life. And my whole life I was like, I'm good at math. I've always been good at math since like elementary school. And I was like, that's just what I'm going to do. Like, yeah, music is fun, but I was I was never like one of those situations where like, yes, like this is going to be my job. Like it's always been it was like always like a hobby situation. Even when I started like selling beats and making money off of it, I was like, this is still my hobby.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we met, I had interviewed in September 2017 for a job in October 2018.
Side note, he did not wear pants in his interview.
I did not.
Oh, you told me this.
We talked about this. Yeah,
we talked about this last episode.
I did the video interview. Yeah, right. So I did get that job.
That was the day with everything. That was the day you did everything.
Yeah, the day I did everything, with one of everything. So that was where I did school. Then I did that job interview. Then I saw Metro that night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was always good in school, and I was always like, so when this thing kind of happened, everyone's like, what, really? Like, you're becoming a producer? Like, I even told my professor, I was like, like, I think I was in third year. I wasn't even in fourth. I was like, yeah, I'd like to be a music producer. And then his literal response was, okay, so what are you going to do when that doesn't work out? And I was like,
oh, that's
fucking got him. So I just sat there like, okay. But yeah, like,
how did you guys find each other? Well, you found him.
Yeah.
You on the credits, and you're like, "Who's this guy?"
When I worked at SoCan, I knew of him through like the Sean Leon stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
It's part of my job.
Yeah, but yeah, so like obviously like my school story is very different, but it's just funny to see now because, yes, I would have been an accountant had that song not happened 100%. And who knows? I might have been okay with it, but I guess we'll never find out whether or not I was okay with it or not. But it's, for me, it's just funny because it's like, had I seen you, if this, what you're saying about high school and, your first steps after high school and then you in high school and I like met you then and then seen you now, I'd be like, oh my God, these are, there's no way. Like, because you guys, Dre is he's so studious and he's hardworking and he's on his game. And it's like, you would have thought he was the keener his whole life.
Yeah.
No.
But that's funny. See, that's the thing. Like, and I'm sure people in your school are like, oh, there goes Andreas. Fucking, there's this mushroom kid. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Mushroom kid.
Like, there's mushroom head over there. But now they'd be like, oh my God, who's this guy? It's like it's like, at least from what you're describing, a complete 180. So, it's just interesting because, it really speaks to like, yeah, maybe you're not the sickest in math or science or, whatever else, like political science, but like you're still making something of yourself and you're being really, really good at it, without having 90s or 80s in those classes and stuff. And,
because passion will trump all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Just having drive and like determination and like the will to be like, you know what, like I believe in myself. This is what I'm the most happy at doing. And I think if you're most happy at what you're doing, whether it being an accountant, a producer, an A&R, an administrator, if you're enjoying what you're doing, you're going to do it the best that you're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's unfortunate that like a lot of people don't really see that. A lot of people like they just feel, and I was one of these people, like just felt like kind of pigeonholed into being like, well, I'm good at math, so I guess I'm either going to become an accountant or doctor or some kind of science related person, because and that's because my dad's he does business, like he's a businessman and he does a recruiting agency, and and he never pressured me, being like, oh, you have to be an accountant, but he was like, well, you're good at this stuff, so and take advantage of it. You're good in math, and that's such a good thing to be good at. So why not take advantage of it? I was like, yeah, you're right. And I enjoy business and I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy being with people. And, in that kind of lifestyle, you meet a lot of people, you're dealing with clients, you're talking to people all day. So I was like, yeah, this is going to be for me. And, I'm fine with that. But
there is definitely a part of me that wishes that I went to school for something else.
Really?
Yeah. Like early, like I love that I went to school for music after high school. But I do wish that there was something that I did, even if it was like an online course, just
you
like,
still do that?
Learning business.
I
could.
I
think about that all the time. Is it like taking a night class and something that you like? Like I like history.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I love history. I like history being told to me.
Yeah,
that's good.
Like
you like storytelling.
No, like if I go to like, I would think I would do a night class and like never take notes and never
just sit there,
and listen.
Just literally just sit there and just like listen. Like I enjoy that shit and I would do that stuff.
Like I would love to learn stuff that's not about music, because I feel everything's been so centered around
music.
Me trying to be in this business.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess I have a bit of a different perspective.
Yeah. Because you went.
That's
never
been.
You went to school.
Yeah, like that wasn't really ever my main focus until literally like a year and a few months ago.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think about.
Well, now you can be happy that you did it.
Yeah, but it's like, but like what you're saying, it's it's never too late for you to take a class or something. Like, yeah, you wish you could have done. You're
you're
21. You're turning 22.
I know. It's just a time thing. He wants me to finish songs. I can't go to night school if he wants me to finish.
Yeah,
songs.
but I mean, like in a year when no one cares about you anymore, like you can. I'm kidding, but but there's no matter what, there is time. I know there's like this
no, of course,
like
you can make time for anything that you want to do, for sure.
Yeah, but it's Absolutely. Like even after, say you finish with music, you're so young regardless. Like we're both like, even if our careers are over in 6 years, we're not even 30 years old yet.
Yo, trying to get rid of your competition.
Yeah, relax. Both of us. I'm saying for the both of us, even if our career's over, we're still under 30.
Yeah,
there's still time for us to go do a program at school and go be something else. I know there was this Canadian band called April Wine. And my mom's good friend, my mom's friend's husband, his brother was. I know it's a chain of command here.
You need a map for this.
Yeah, mom's friend's husband's brother was like one of the band members, and he was touring with them, and they were super successful. And then he was like, you know what, this isn't really for me anymore, and he went to become a financial analyst.
Whoa.
Like started doing stock, like he managed people's financial, not analyst, but like he was
financial advisor.
Yeah, advisor, exactly. And then he career changed like when he was 40 or 50, and he was successful at that. So it's like, when people are like, oh man, I wish I didn't, like, there's time. There's so much time.
That goes for the reverse end of things too. Like people can be doing the financial the advisors and stuff like that, and then they always love, let's say, music, and they can always just do it as a hobby. Like, look how many people like have bands, and like dads have bands with their friends.
That's
like,
true.
I fucking love that.
Yeah,
that shit is fucking awesome.
Cool, yeah.
When like friends' dad, like a friend of mine, his dad has a band.
Yeah.
With his buddies.
Yeah.
And they go and they play covers, and they'll play like wing bars and stuff like that.
I love that.
And it says like, yo,
that's
like
so fun.
That's fucking awesome. Like he's making 6 figures doing like some boring fucking job. And then, but he like goes with his buddies and they play music.
I know someone that's exactly like that.
And it's like, yo, like that guy, like he's having so much fucking fun.
Yeah, like that's how he balances it out. And that's actually hilarious because I know someone that's exactly like that. Like a friend of mine, her dad was a partner at Deloitte, which is one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. And he's like super, obviously if you're a partner, you're someone. He's making a lot of money, like a big 6 figures, but he's doing accounting. You would assume that's super stressful, like, and he's in a band, and he has a studio in his basement. That's his thing. Yeah. And he goes and he plays, and he, that's his escape from that. So it's like there's never, there's always time to do something that you really like to do. If you make time for it, like, because a lot of people, like, he might come home at 6 p.m. and the majority of people will be like, oh, let me just watch some TV and go to bed and do it again tomorrow. But he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go play the drums, and I'm gonna go see my bandmates, and I'm gonna go play a gig somewhere, and that's his fun.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So, I mean, yeah, there's like, there's so much time for whatever you want to do. Like, it's so hard to get caught up in being like, because everyone is like, you're going to do one thing for the rest of your life and that's it. And then you're going to die. So even as a musician, you're like, oh, this is all I'm going to do. Like, I wish I did something else. I wish I learned something. But it's like, yeah, maybe music is done by the age of 30. And now what?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah.
It's not even a thing.
That's crazy. That's actually really nuts to think. I never thought about it that way. Like, in 8.5 years, I'll be 30.
But and
I'll still have so much time to do anything.
30, like you're 30. You'll have like 35 years until you're supposed to retire. So like you have so much time. You'll be alive. You'll have more time to do whatever you want to do than you've been alive for. So
what would you do?
That's fire. What would I do? What would you do? I'm gonna ask you first.
I have to go back to accounting.
Oh yeah.
Really? Would you?
Yeah.
What would you do while I think about it?
I don't know. Like, oh, I know what I do. I become a pilot.
He's like, yeah, I don't really know. Oh wait, no, yeah, I do. Pilot.
Pilot.
Why? What? Where'd that come from? A commercial? Like you're gonna fly people?
Yeah.
Like in like an Airbus?
Like a big old plane.
Are you gonna bring the mushrooms with you this
time?
I haven't done mushrooms in years.
Little crop duster plane.
Yeah. Drake. Oh, he loves crop dusting.
No, like, those planes are sick. No, I think I would be a pilot. Like,
can I still be in music if I?
Yeah, you could be an exec. You can be an A&R.
Yeah, there's lots of A&Rs that are all A&Rs are. Most A&Rs are failed musicians.
And producers. Former musicians. I don't want to say failed. I feel like it's it's mean.
Yeah, I think I'd want to be a pilot. That'd be fun.
That's fine.
A pilot or like something like creative and something I can talk. Like
like a public speaker.
I like public speaking, but maybe in like marketing and advertising.
I can see that. I could see that
on like account side of things.
I could definitely see
not the project management side of things, but more of the account side of things. Not maybe getting jobs, but like maintain. Like I'm very good at like maintaining relationships
like PR
with people.
Stuff.
Yeah.
I could see
lobbyists. I don't know. Somebody I can just like talk to people.
President of the United States.
I'd love to be more on the like educational side of the music business, but not necessarily
Go teach
like
at Metalworks?
No, like no.
I'm a graduate of Metalworks.
I'm not going to make fun of anyone at Metalworks. I know a lot of graduates, but
yeah,
come on.
It's a great school, but you know,
Metalworks is a real classic.
No, but like not necessarily like I'm going to go to a high school and teach music. Just like finding a way to
give
like
back.
to like give not even to give back, just to like give someone what I feel like I didn't have a lot of.
Okay.
Like, I like be
like a mentor figure.
Yeah. I would love to do that.
Is that called like Big Brother?
I think that's like when the government spies on you.
Sounds like a Big Brother program.
No, that's a show. That's a show on TV on MTV. No, but that's There's so, and you know what, and that's the thing too. Sure. It's like right, and there's like
that's what this kind of is. Like that's where this podcast kind of stemmed from.
What?
When I came with the idea, like having like an educational aspect to my life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The whole point of the podcast is to help people understand every aspect of the music industry.
Yeah. And like that's the thing, like there's so much to do post being an actual musician. Like there's literally so much that you can do. Like be an exec, you can be like a label head, you could start like you could be like a LA Reid type situation. Look at this clown. You could walk around looking like this all day. Oh God. But yeah, so I guess there's that's closing thoughts. That's
yeah. Now, question for you guys: like, where do you guys see yourself in the next like 3 to? Where do you guys see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years as like songwriters and producers?
I mean, ideally doing what I'm doing right now on a bigger scale. In 3 years, hopefully. But it's so. I mean, it's like unpredictable. I can't really. Like if you're working at a job, you'd be like, well, I'd like to be a manager, and then I'd like to be a district manager or whatever it is. But like for here, I mean, I wake up lucky every day, so hopefully I can just keep doing that and then just take it to a bigger scale and just keep doing that. I'd say for 3 years and 5 years, if that's already happened and it's on a bigger scale, then start building like a team of people that I want to start bringing up and all that kind of stuff, and kind of just go from there at that point. But that's I'm not like thinking too grand. I'd like to just keep it at that for the short term.
What about you? And
that's definitely mine's definitely on the same lines. I really enjoy what I'm working on now.
Have more hits.
I think in the past, have more. Yes. Wait, publisher.
What hits do you have?
No hits.
What?
No hits.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's what I thought.
No bitch. But I think
he has hits. I'm just kidding.
I think, like I enjoy what I'm doing now. And over the past couple of months, we've kind of, Andreas, myself, and Eric have really looked at what I've been working on. And there was like times where like I wasn't happy working on some things, and it felt really like a job. Yeah. And we've cut back on all that. Yeah. And like now I'm just working with the people I like, and I just want to continue with that, whether it's continue to grow with them or continue or find other people that are just like easy and fun to work with.
Yeah, you've been saying that a lot.
Yeah,
sounds like you're in a good place.
I firmly believe that like if you're not having fun, just can it no matter what it is. Yeah. Like if you're being stressed out about it and you're just like, oh, I really don't want to do this, but I have to do this because it's a great opportunity. Just don't fucking do it.
You think so?
Sure, it's a great opportunity. No, like not all the time. I'm contradicting myself a lot here.
Yeah, but that's fine.
But like it's hard to explain because like if I'm like, okay, this is an incredible opportunity, I can't pass this up because it's gonna help me level up, then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try my hardest to do it.
Yeah.
But if there's something where it's like kind of cool, you make some money off it, you'll get some new streams, possibly another hit, then I'm like, is it worth it? Or should I just keep working on these guys? Like these other things that I'm doing.
That's another thing with passion too. Like you were saying, like when you're impassioned about something, even if the thing that you're working on maybe not, it doesn't seem as lucrative a prospect, because you're so passionate about it, might become that kind of situation because you're putting all your effort and time into it, and like it's gonna turn out sick because you really, really, really care about it, as opposed to something that you're like, this is a good opportunity, but I don't really care, so then it might not turn out as well. Yeah, you might build it up to be something more than what it is. So yeah.
Do you what do you think are some? I'm interviewing you guys now. Like, what do you think are some like things that you can improve in your game as a producer? Like I have things like me as a person, like a big thing of what I like to do as a publisher, and I pride myself out, is like personal and mental development of my writers. With you guys, I've seen you guys grow, like Nick shorter, but Bijan for over a year now. I've seen you grow as a person, as a producer, but as a person. Like if you go back and remember like the first trips we went on to like now, like seeing you in sessions are much different, right? And putting being a part of that development and seeing like how to develop you next as a person, I think is really important. But what are things that you want to enhance about yourself and part of your game and add more tools to your belt? I already know what the answer to these questions are for you guys, but I would love to hear your answers.
For me, I'd want to be able to be just improve being like a one-stop shop. Like Kenny Beats was saying something on I don't know if it was an interview or like his Genius thing, where he was like, when I go into a session, I'll start the beat and I'll like make sure that I record them so that I could walk away I could walk away from every session with a song. I could walk away with something. And I want to improve on just sitting down and be like, let's do something and let's record it and like walk away from every session with at least something. And then I guess further than that, just like continuing to tackle like things that are more foreign to me, I guess, like trying to be more not what's the word I'm looking for, like not versatile, but like more versatile, but the ability to kind of sit down and do more things and like be able to tackle more
like different ideas.
Yeah, like do more projects and be like, hey, let's do this session like that I wouldn't traditionally do because I'd like to try something. And
you want to feel confident about going into those things.
Yeah, and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And then just being also like and just meet more people and also build more relationships with people.
I think the engineering thing that you just mentioned goes back to our conversation about there's time to do more schooling.
Yeah.
Like at night, like learning how to run a Pro Tools session or to vocal produce.
Yeah.
Is like something that it's like you can take on as something to learn. Like, okay, like I'm going to dedicate like 3 times a week to like watch YouTube videos, learn how to use a program so that when you're cutting vocals with these guys, like you can go in as the engineer and record vocals yourself. Like Nick, you do this really well, right? Being able to like, you don't need an engineer in a session. You can cut a vocal. You can vocal produce somebody. You can coach somebody, right?
Mm-hmm. I think that's more like I learned that from school, but I like to do that instead of using an engineer just so I have full control. I enjoy having complete control.
Which is exactly what Bijan just said. Like with Kenny Beats, and there's like other producers like Wheezy, who's one of the hottest producers. Like he started as an engineer and he's really good at engineering vocals. So like if you're in a situation where like you don't need to get an engineer, like okay, I can record you and it sounds good.
Yeah,
that's you become more of an asset.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's important. What about you?
Yeah. I think for me, I need to learn how to play guitar and piano because right now, like I can kind of get an idea rolling. I would like to try and learn, and this isn't something you can like Google and learn. It's just something you gotta adapt into by yourself. But like starting ideas, I wish my starting ideas were a little bit more creative than what I'm doing now. Because if I'm going into a session and I know it's a pop artist, I'm going to do the pop thing, the plucks and the snaps and the, Chainsmoker style kick pattern and stuff like that. But like, that's just because I know I want to get something rolling. I can finish songs really well if the idea is there. I need to be able to make those ideas a little bit better.
So how do you think you're going to tackle that? Is it like writing 150 more songs?
No, I think it's, experience and also being able to start a song on a guitar rather than drawing notes in on my computer.
Yeah, there's apps for that.
Yeah, there is for sure. Like there definitely is
a couple weeks time.
There definitely is time to do guitar lessons, but again, I don't make time for it because I'm a bad person.
No, you should. The same thing with making time for yourself to learn how to engineer vocals. Like there's programs online, point blank. You did one. Yeah. What was the one that you did with school called?
I did Dubspot.
Yeah, so there's like those kind of things.
Mixing one.
Maybe it's more dancey or
it was pure dance music.
I'm gonna look up Pro Tools sessions online.
But you know what's good? Lynda.com. You ever heard of Lynda.com?
No.
Man, they have courses on absolutely everything.
Is it like Khan Academy?
There you go. Free with a library card.
Gotta find my library card.
Dude, it's so good. You can type in mixing. They have probably 30 hours of just vocal mixing.
Is there a barrier of like, are people checking this stuff? Because I could put up a video of vocal mixing.
No. It's registered teachers. I've watched a lot of these videos. Yeah. And that's where I like upped my game for vocal production. Really? Because before, like in school, I learned it one way. I learned it the old way, like the 1990s version, where it's just like they do it a certain way.
Yeah.
And then I went on here and I learned like, hey, what's the difference between processing vocals for a hip hop track versus a pop track versus a X, Y, and Z, whatever.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link to it because it's bomb.
Can you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, he's pulling it up here.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
LY.
Yeah, audio music, and then
wow.
Go to audio, go mixing, or even music production, whatever.
Recording techniques.
Yeah, dude, they have everything. Look how good this is.
Wow.
Different plugins. I used to watch Pinsato's place. You know Dave Pinsato.
Yeah.
I used to watch like when I was
we were just talking about this.
Cosella.
Yeah.
I watch every one of his plugin stuff. Like learn new plugins or his different chains and like I don't know. I'm a nerd for that shit. I love that stuff. And I think that's what helps. Back to your original question. Like I think that's helps me within my job. I think all that stuff matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for young producers and writers, like you should always think about ways to better yourself. Like the creativity part, I think is just like taking breaks and being creative. But then, how do you better yourself in sessions? Right?
Yeah.
Learning how to vocal produce and record. Just getting better at ideas, bringing in a guitar, just thinking about different melody ideas. Right? Getting your melody game
I need
up.
To do that
like,
too.
I think like the way that people are going to succeed in this business, if they're always trying to improve themselves and better themselves and not be complacent with doing the same thing 100 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that.
You know what I mean? And like, I think people run into this rhythm of complacency where they're doing this, like they'll go in, okay.
They just go, beat. I know I'm good at this, so I'm going to do it.
But like that, what you're good at and what you're,
music,
what you're good at, we move so fast that that's going to become outdated. And like, how do you always stand up? Yeah, be ready. And like, if there's a line of people, there's 100 pop producers, 100 dance producers, 100 hip hop producers, how are you the one that sticks out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you can go into a session and be able to record like a Kenny Beat style where you can make a fire beat, record them right there, tell them, like, you know what I mean? Develop the relationship. It's good. Like, if you can create the best melodies from the jump and you can start tracks from scratch and move from a finisher to a starter, I think that's how you guys step away. But you guys are so young; you have so much time to.
Yeah,
I wouldn't feel pressure to have to do this in the next 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I forget that so much.
Yeah, it's easy to lose track of time. But you're right.
But that's why you have a team to support you while you're learning these things and like help putting you in positions to learn and win and better yourself. Yeah. I think, and that's why having a publisher is important to and help you enhance yourself. And people that don't realize that and just want to get paid, like, good for them.
It's not about
There's more things in this life, not just the short-term game. You got to think long-term.
Yeah.
Like, look at Pharrell, look at Timbo. Like, those guys are all still in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're always trying to better themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
What are you guys doing to, like, stay creative?
Well, I just take breaks.
Like, what are you doing on your breaks?
What
would you suggest producers that are listening to the podcast?
Honestly, what I do to stay creative is sometimes I'll just listen to like music from other genres. Sometimes I'll just like take a break for a week. Watch movies. Soundtracks are really good for that kind of thing. And that's pretty much how I do it. Like, I'll just take long breaks.
Play video games?
I play video games sometimes. Yeah, like
we were talking about Spider-Man on here the other day.
Yeah, I was playing it this morning.
I just finished the story mode last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Fire. I love the story mode.
Do you still play Siege?
Yeah, I play Siege on my computer.
Have you ever seen him play Siege?
No. Is he dope?
Have you?
You said you have like over
1,500 hours.
You've seen him on the computer before?
No.
You've never seen him move on his computer before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so this is my theory. The reason why, like, some of these producers, like, we went to LA, one of the first LA trips, we sat down with London on the track. I tell the story all the time. So London's manager and myself, we have like a mutual friend, and they connected us. So we're like, okay, let's do this session. Almost like a favor. Let's do the session with London, London and Bijan. So we get to the session. She comes early with his engineer named Rourke, shit guy at FIFA. And it's another funny story.
Rourke just slapped.
I'll tell the story after. So we sit down, And she's like, okay, she was like the middleman. What I think it was that like she wanted to see what he was like before London came over, and I think she probably told him, like, okay, come, he's good.
Yeah.
So Rourke did.
Yeah.
So he plays beats and like, oh, this is really good, and then he comes. So he's like, sits down. He's like, okay, what up? Like, I'm sure he gets hits up all the time. Like, oh, this guy produced this hit song. You should come work with him.
Yeah.
Okay, he plays like one song. London's like, okay, it's cool. He plays another one. He like moves closer and then plays one song. He like puts his head like right beside his head, and then
he moved from like the back of the room to like sitting beside me.
And then we did like 4 days in a row with him. But then like back what I was gonna say, like his gaming skills, he played so much Siege on the computer that this guy can fucking.
Are you just so fast?
He's so fast on the computer, and like London would be like, okay, do this, and he'd be like. Psh. Or like same with Cassius, working with Cassius in Atlanta, like he just moves so fast and like it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, like I move pretty fast on the keyboard because it's a mixture.
Slow.
Well, it's a mixture.
I'm like a 2 finger each hand typer.
No.
Yeah.
I don't have to look. I just be like this.
No, I have to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's like the thing is, okay, I know a lot of FL's hotkeys.
Yeah.
So just
that's a big one.
It's all right.
Yeah, like I know the Ableton. I made my own Ableton ones.
See, there you go.
But like it's not a lot. It's like little things like looping, recording.
It's whatever you do the most, right?
Search.
Yeah. For me, it's like for a lot of things like duplicating, copy, this,
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just be like quick on it because like I'll just be fast with the mouse.
Yeah.
Because I know where the mouse is going because of all the C's like aiming and shit. Like I know where the mouse is gonna go, so I just go like I'll hit it every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. It's so funny.
So and then like with the keyboard and stuff, it's just fast because of the game. So I'm like really like I've had a lot of people be like, "Damn, you're fast on this," and I'm like, "Yeah, just." Gaming.
Damn, I gotta get in a session again soon.
What I would suggest to like managers and A&Rs who are going into sessions, get good at video games so you can play with a posse. That's like one thing like I've learned because like I'm not like the type of A&R who's gonna like sit in the room while he's in a session like, yo, let's sick do that. I think that shit's fucking annoying, and there's a lot of people that do that, and they're just
I'll
like,
second that.
We'll leave them unnamed.
Yeah. But like people just like get in the way, and I guess that's like a traditional A&R. Like me, it's like I'll come at the end of the session, play me or mid of the session, like play me the song, I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be there the whole time and stop and be that awkward. So you play video games with a posse, right? Especially rap sessions, there's crews, right?
There's a lot of lot of FIFA and NBA 2K going around.
Yeah, and like this one time, I thought I was pretty good at FIFA, right?
Yeah.
I played FIFA forever with my friends, right? And I'd slap my friends at FIFA. I was like, okay, I'm pretty fucking good at FIFA, right? So Rourke, London's engineer, comes to our Ultra Studio and they're working. So there's FIFA in the Ultra Studio.
You got mangled, didn't
you?
Oh,
buddy. I was like, yo, I'm pretty good at FIFA. Want to go? He's like, okay, like I'm good too. Like I'm in a lot of sessions. I play video games. So we go. He fucking beats me. I was like, fuck, let's play again. Beats me again. Like we're playing, he scores like right away the third game. He just looks at me. He's like, "You want to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's fucking play." I was getting so fucking angry.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he spanked me. After that, Bijan generously got me a Switch. I got FIFA, and then like just haven't stopped playing. I'm just like ready.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for the next time I see Roy. This was like a year ago.
He keeps talking about it. It's over a year ago now. It was April of 2018, and every time he's like,
"Are you going down to LA soon?"
Yeah, on Wednesday we're going down. Wednesday, July 17th.
Together. Nice.
Well, different flights, but same day.
Yeah.
And then London is fantastic at 2K.
Is he actually?
He's fantastic. Like Malcolm is good at 2K. And we went to his house and Malcolm got slapped, like destroyed.
Does London talk shit when he plays?
He does like he does a little 1-2, but he's not like obnoxious, but like he's excellent at 2K.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at most video games.
It's pretty funny. But you got to be ready.
I'm good at like the button mashing games.
Right, like the Mortal Kombats.
Like Diablo. You know, or like
Super
Smash. Yeah.
Isn't Diablo like a mind game? Like
no,
I was never only those games I liked was like Age of Empires.
You're literally just smashing 1 through 4 constantly.
It's like isn't it like a League of Legends?
I thought you had to like build stuff and mine stuff.
No.
That's Minecraft.
Yeah. No. You have to like mine. You have to like mine like armor and stuff like that.
I would just like Age of Empires. Use the cheats. Get the Cobra.
Fucking nerds over here. Fucking nerd alert.
All right. Well, thanks for coming.
Oh no, we're done. Okay, cool.
I think so. What did you want to talk about anything else? Why'd you say that?
I don't know. I'm having a good time. I like hearing myself talk.
Oh, well, then definitely we should cut this off. At this point, we don't know what else is going to come out of his mouth. So,
thanks for coming.
Of course.
Thanks, Dre, for coming.
Let's do that again.
You're our first guest of many.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And I'm sure you'll be back on eventually.
You can hit me up at Andreas Rizek at all social medias.
Yeah. Plug it. Hit them with the socials.
Hit them with the socials.
And we're at Thoughts in Stereo at Instagram.
Yes.
And at Thoughts in Stereo on Twitter.
No, just type in Thoughts in Stereo on Twitter.
Look, Twitter has a character count for your handle. And so we're Thoughts in Stereo minus just, the O.
Yeah.
So Thoughts in Stereo.
It's the worst. But Instagram, it's okay, because if you still search it,
it'll come up. But we're Thoughts in Stereo, Instagram. We're going to be on the Apple podcast. We're going to be everywhere. Give us the thumbs if you liked it.
Yeah, please save the podcast and give us a rating.
Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it.
You don't have to give us a 5-star rating. You can give us whatever you think.
Just nothing less than a 3.
What are you doing? A 5-star all the way. You have to promote this.
5 stars.
You can cut this after, but yeah, you have to promote this shit.
Yeah, we'll promote it. Whatever.
All right. Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun, and let's talk shit again.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.